Yes. Relax.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear us all right? Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
You unfortunately can't see us. We're all in a room overlooking is it the Danube? Sorry, the wrong river, but it's really nice. I guess like for a quick recap, can anyone give a quick overview of what we've been talking about at the retreat?
Volunteers?
Volunteers?
What was the question?
Short overview of what we've been talking about at the retreat.
We're gonna need another call for this.
Well, we just wrapped up a blockchain-less Go discussion, so we're a bit late, but maybe we can get started. It's a bit strange to have so many screens and also talking here, but anyway, let's get started. Maybe on Block, if you want to start giving us an update on everything you guys have been working on.
Yeah, sure. Do you mind if I take over the screen or?
Nope, absolutely.
All right. All right, I think you guys can see my screen, right? Okay, nice. All right, I'll try to keep it quick. First, on the Gno core side, you can see as always, you can see all of our merged awaiting review to the PRs in our hackerspace. And this week, we're featuring on-block API. The docs is also ready. So this is going to be a public API which provides permissionless JSON RPC methods to Gno's official networks. For now, that'll be Portal Loop and Testnet 3. And this will be made available for any individuals or. Okay, never mind. All right. Okay, so anyways, the docs is available here, and it's mainly divided into 4 different parts: the official GNO RPC, ABCI, indexer, and utility. And all of these might sound familiar, but I just want to point out that utility are methods that leverage the packages uploaded to GNO. That'll come in handy for dApp developers. For example, you can get the username or a list of GRC20 tokens or the GRC20 balance of any GRC20 token for any user. So take a look, and we'd appreciate any feedback. And moving on to GNOSwap, we have a planned contract migration to Portal Loop targeting May 24th, which is tomorrow. So once it's complete, you'll be able to access our contracts in Portal Loop from beta.gnoswap.io. And furthermore, we're applying std.emit to contracts and APIs, which you can check in this PR. And we're also implementing VWAP, which is a mechanism for calculating the price based on the volume that specific assets have been traded. And we're going to apply to GNOSwap to display accurate USD prices for tokens. And one more thing, we mentioned this briefly mentioned this in the previous call, but we added a link which points the user to GNO Studio Connect. So for example, this realm right here, I think it's from Michelle. If I were to click this function type, it'll take me to here. And yeah, I can click on Val, and you can see the result. My mood is loving Belgrade. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this week.
Awesome. I can't wait to stress test the RPC
I hope you guys have load balance here.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
No, you're unmuted, I think. He said he can't wait to stress test the RPC. Challenge accepted.
Yeah, challenge accepted. All right, I think we can hand it over to Dragosh.
Okay, so I have updates on 3 different projects. The first update is related to Zentastic, the package. This is referred in the grant documentation as Zentastic Core. I needed a big overhaul of this package because in the previous implementation, you can use the logic of this package, but when you try to save, for instance, a task or a package from a realm importing the package, you cannot do this because you cannot modify the data storage of a realm. So there is a PR that you can look here. I put it there just because the people to see the diff and to understand the overall approach and the overall pattern that I started to use. So right now, every realm can still access the logic of the package, but the saving is done inside the realm as it should be. It was a last-minute upgrade because I jumped into this issue quite late in the development cycle. The second update is related to the Zentastic project. The backend is finished. You can look into the repo, you can clone the repo and run the test and look over the code base. This implementation integrates all the data types that we decided to enrich during the feedback round that we have here for the last month. And there is a question related to this. One of the tests, there's the only one test that is failing at the moment, is failing with a message which is called panic reflect value set string using value obtained using unexported field. This usually I run into this error before and I knew how to fix it. Basically, you need to have well-defined structs in the test file per se. But in this case, all the structs are properly defined, but I still run into an issue. My hunch is that this is related to some sort of passing by reference one of the value in the struct. I can share my screen for a quick overview. I don't expect anyone to answer this question right here because it's a long one. But if Michelle allows me to quickly share my screen, just to have a look at the package that I'm using, and maybe someone will have the time to hold the to import, to fork the repo, and to look into it. So can you see my screen? Yes. So this is the definition of the workable data struct. And as you can see in this struct, one of these things is like done by reference here. We don't actually marshal this, but it's weird for me that the test is failing only on the method remove work duration, not in add work duration, not in edit work duration. So I have also the here, the logs is quite long, as you may expect. So if anyone has any idea about this, I would be very, very happy to hear your thoughts. Back to you, Michelle, on the screen, and I can move forward to, as I said, I don't expect anyone to just have an answer on that because it looks like an unusual situation. The last update is related to the airdrop. Michelle, you can start sharing your screen again.
Do you mind grabbing it? Having some internet issues.
Okay, no worries. I will move forward, then I will.
Dragosh, is it possible to share your screen? Having some internet issues.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sharing my screen just to look over the to show what's going on with the
Dragosh, can you hear us? Can you guys hear us?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
I can hear you, Dragos, no problem.
Mhm. It looks like Belgrand is low on bits or bytes or pipes. Yes. So I will just briefly show you the plan for the airdrop. The Flipando airdrop that we've been talking about has been kind of ironed out. It's going to be starting on June 24. There will be a claim window open for 1 week. The requirements, any Gno wallet can participate. There is a total of 10,000 basic NFTs airdrop, and there is a max cap of 20 basic NFTs per wallet. A quick calculation shows us that we need at least 500 wallets for the airdrop to be fully minted, which I expect to be able to generate somehow. There are a few other details related to the number of hackers. Now, a little bit about the mechanic with a little bit of visual cues. The actual images that will be airdropped will be like this. And what the airdrop will do will try to cut each image in smaller squares, like 8 by 8. And then these are the basic airdrop NFTs. The goal is to take each square and find to reconstruct this basic NFT, which then become you become the owner of that NFT. There will be 156 hackers for minting. There is a new mode which has been added to the playground section. I will just demo this live. We can see it here. In airdrop mode, you can browse the images of the JPEGs of the airdrop, and if you think you have all the basic NFTs which will be here, you can just click on this and then start dragging and dropping, building your NFT. Feel free to browse the documentation. I also updated the roadmap a little bit, keeping up to date what has been done, what we can do. An interesting thing about the airdrop is, I will skip over the detail, but is the fact that the fungible flip tokens contained in each NFT will be sent to the airdrop account, and that airdrop account will send all these tokens to GnoSwap. The idea is to use those initial fungible flip tokens as a liquidity module to help bootstrap the liquidity in GnoSwap. So when the airdrop is live and when the composite NFTs are minted, there will also be fungible flip tokens, which hopefully we can all trade on GnoSwap. I personally look forward to it. Once again, the date is set for June 8th, 24. And that was my update. Handing over to Bertie, I think.
It looks like Christoph has a question for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see. I didn't
sorry.
see.
Since we're in testnet mode, I'm assuming the answer is no. But do you have any concerns about like would it be disruptive if someone farmed these airdrops?
I don't think it is easy to farm this airdrop right now. And to be honest, this is kind of a secondary goal at this moment. My personal goal with this is to stress test the app and the chain to see if the chain can support so many transactions, if the chain can support bigger SVG data storage, and if the actual airdrop mechanics is working okay. But this is a real concern, and once we get past the initial stage of stress testing the app and the chain, that there will be more attention for me towards this. But the idea is that you need multiple wallets to farm this immediately. Of course, when we launch the airdrop on the mainnet, there may be also other requirements, like you need to interact with the chain in a certain way. We can add some restrictive rules to this, as this is usually the case. But I think this will be at a later time. Yeah, does this answer your question?
Yeah, that's great. Let me know down the line if you need some consultation on do you
By
like
all
with
means.
airdrop farming,
Of
since I have
course, by all
some
means.
experience with that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I can imagine. Yeah, no worries. Thanks.
Any other questions for Dragos? You? Okay, maybe we move on to Birdie, I think.
Yep.
Yuri, you're going to be giving us a demo on Social?
Is Yuri going to be giving a demo? No. We really wanted to get some victims first, playing with the app. And then we want to do a demo if we end up sort of polishing based on feedback. So it is released on test flight for the iPhone and Google Play for Android. It's invitation. So send your email to Yuri on Signal, and you'll get an easy to click through invitation. If you want the Android one, make sure you send the email, which is the one that your phone, your Google phone thinks that you are. And we kind of want to not give a how-to walkthrough just to fresh test the intuitiveness of the interface. And so we'll see how you go. We do have maybe I should send this. We do have the sort of web interface running, but that's not. We didn't emphasize that because it really is a mobile app. And there's already a couple names in there, so play with it, and then we'll kind of get feedback about things that are not intuitive. I can maybe if I share my screen real quick, talk a little bit about the back end stuff. This is a screenshot from the video that Remy made. And so just to emphasize, we are running on a production server. Each of these runs in their own Docker container. So the Gno.dev mainly, and a faucet so that you onboard quickly. We're running TX indexer and then our own indexer, which computes the home feed. We mentioned this earlier, but all this is live. We resolve some issues having to do with IP addresses that are behind reverse proxies and stuff like that. So, and we're definitely going to be documenting ways of doing this if somebody else wants to give it a try. We ran across a couple issues building the apps for release mode as opposed to debug mode, but then we fixed those. So having to do with React Native. So and again, we'll be documenting all of that also for consumers of the Gno native kit. And so that's it for dsocial. You can share your screen again, please, Michelle. Question from Dragos.
No, I think it was me. We released the app with the old logo, but this week we announced the new cool logo. But if you can share the logos with us in PNG or whatever format, I can release a new web version with the new logos.
Great.
Will do.
And for stress testing, we're finalizing a report and finalizing the code which you could use to do the stress testing. And this is one of the kind of blockers for us publishing that code. Click that again, issue this one. So this is makes it hard to we want to use the existing RDemo boards as the thing to stress test with, but of course we're having trouble calling it from a message run interface, and this is a long known issue. My question is simply, is there a PR for us to watch for? So this is an issue. Is there a PR which is being worked on, which makes it does the right thing, so that if we make a little run script, that it could call a boards realm function without getting trouble with origin?
Hey, can you guys hear me? Yeah, I'll answer here. So basically, I believe that this is a design choice, actually. So get origin call is, from as far as I know, and this issue is kind of old. I mean, kind of old, like January. As far as I know, get origin call is specifically there to stop you from using any kind of script or any kind of other call except message call. And I think that was a design choice specifically for the boards realm. So I'm not sure exactly what you could do about this. What you maybe could do about this is have your version of the boards realm and just replace all the origin calls with the checks for origin calls with prev realm.
Well, that's what we've been doing. We've been hacking it and then loading it as, our demo boards 2 or something. Well, I didn't know that it was going to be a not fix kind of thing.
Check the mic on.
Hello?
Yeah. Hi. Sorry. I may have missed a bit of a part of it, but essentially, get origin call will be removed, or most likely very soon. We will keep assert origin call. Most coders should probably use prev realm to sort of get who's calling it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to take up too much time. There's our demo boards, which is like create reply, a simple call, and we've been calling it from the really cool run script support. Should we not do that, or should we do what Leon said, which is to just copy boards realm and tweak one line of code so that it'll work? Or
like, if you want to, you can probably just remove assert origin call to begin with. Like, if there is assert origin call there, that's like there needs to be a very, very good reason to use assert origin call, in my opinion.
So do you think you'll be updating our demo boards so that it doesn't use that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, that would solve our problem. Not a big problem, but it's we want to present code that other people could use to do the testing without too much hacking. Okay. Well, I guess that would be. I know this is probably not a big priority, but what would be the path towards our demo boards being changed for this reason?
What would be the path or the reason?
Yeah, was there going to be a PR, or is it going to be mentioned in this issue, or is there something we can track?
So essentially, there's a bunch of changes on STD that have been procrastinated for the past few months. There's going to be, I don't know if we already discussed this publicly on the contributor call, but we're going to make big changes to the STD standard library. There's an issue. Sorry, I don't have it on hand. I don't have my computer on me, but essentially what it will entail is that STD is going to be split up into a few different standard libraries. And it's, the idea is to make it more consistent and more pleasant to use, and not just a pile of functions which have been joined together yeah, added one on top of the other. The current status on that is that we're blocked on an issue which would allow us to have sane new standard libraries in a way that is sane. That's transpiled Gno standard libraries by me, and Milos said he will review it today. Anyway, yeah, we want to achieve this change by test 4, so that when in the test 4 testnet, you will already have the new version of STD. What that will entail will be partly that get everything call is not a function anymore. It does not exist, and we'll probably have something like we'll keep STD assert origin call, maybe with a new name, and we'll sort of maybe create helper functions like STD prev realm assert is user, right? Which is a better sort of replacement for that for a number of reasons. I hope that gives an introduction. It's a bit hazy,
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, I don't want to rabbit hole. So if there's a big PR that changes that function name, then probably you would update our demo boards at the same time so that it would load.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably updates the entirety of examples actually, but anyway.
Okay, that's a good answer. Yeah, thanks for updating the chat. So I think there was a hand up. Dragos?
This is basically the same question that I asked on the chat. Are you guys at this level have any pipeline for building? And if you plan to do this, I have good result with CodeMagic, and we can set up a short call like we did before in the initial stages on Gno.dev. Just give you some initial pointers for faster onboarding with CodeMagic. What you can do with that basically is like trigger builds on commits or on merging or on PRs, push builds to Slack, so people will just install this on Slack. You don't need to publish on Google Play or on App Store. But if you want to publish, CodeMagic also helps with that. It automates everything. So basically, you just deal with the repo, set up some hooks, and then all the building is happening in the cloud. So last time I checked, it was free for one person. You just have to pay for if you have a team or something. So I can definitely help with that. So if you need some, I think you're at the level where you are already spending a lot of time waiting for builds to come up.
Yeah. What do you think, Yuri?
Well, interesting. So does it make it available to install apps on iOS outside of apps? Okay.
Yes, you can use. Yes, you can use something like ad hoc installment instead of App Store. It's an ad hoc type of distribution which allows people to install devices without the app being published in the App Store. But you publish the release type, not the debug type. So it's work for that.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Yes, well, I think it's valid for fast release and testing. So thank you for sharing. We will contact you to schedule a meet for sure.
Sure. Cheers.
Okay, that's it. We can leave plenty of time for others.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff. And Norman, do you want to grab the territory section?
Sure.
Also feel free to screen share because, like I said, the internet's lagging a little bit, so I'm not sure if you guys are seeing it.
Yeah, I'll screen share. Can you see my screen? Do you hear me?
Yes, thumbs up.
We don't see your screen.
Okay. Yeah. So our current focus is to help on GNO core issues to reduce load on the GNO core team. You can see the list in the agenda. I won't go into details to save your time. And on the more macro feature side, we are waiting for reviews on the DAO SDK. And the second topic is the project manager. Since we have already a lot in review, we are polishing it before opening a new PR. And we have a nice quick demo of end-to-end testing of Gno to test complex interactions between the browser, UI, and Gno node and events and stuff like that. The goal is to be able to run this in CI, and I can show you the demo. Do you see the demo in full screen? Or not? I don't see thumbs up if... No?
Yes, I see a play button.
Okay.
There we go.
So you can see on the bottom the Gno dev logs. And this is a creation in the project manager. And here it is. And I think that's all for us.
Did you guys have like questions for the team on the VM section or? Norman?
No specific question. We want
Okay.
reviews on the open PRs.
Okay, so that's basically request for review. Okay.
On the case.
Right now. Sorry, so I'm having issues. So maybe from Barmeta, who wants to screen share and just give us a quick update on from your end how things are going.
Hello. Did you
Hi.
did you call me? Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to give us your next step to share your updates, if you want to.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Could you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Let's we share some our status quickly. Yeah, for the we are our team making some PR on the Gno and Zasio status. Yeah, the first PI about the meta data and royalty info for the C and Jaspia already merged. And second thing, we are making the PR for the remote at the current real pass, and Zapier already reviewing, and our team member already update, and we need some review more for the approved Zapier. And another PR, we are making the limit for the package pass. Zapier already approved, but I see the team needs more time to discuss and make the decision for the merge or not. And we are making some PR for as more time. We think it should be had on the package for the Bitmap and non, and hope Gno team can take a look and give us the feedback. And the last one, we are making the PR for the gas view for the Gno VM, and Also we need the team take a look and need some feedback for us. For the issue, we found some issue. The first thing is we are found the Spanish when you're getting key pain function when we pass the null parameter. Yeah, and it's a bug, and we are suggest some solution for fix that, and hope your team can take a look and confirm for our solution, and we will making the PR for fix that. And we are making for proposal for yeah, let me show it. Yeah, in our case for the gaming and some the app, and we see for the game studio, and we want to making some the UK live, we want to pay the gas fee for the user, and we want to user more had more the transaction, had more the activity on the our game on the our DR. So we want to Gno can support the way we can making the sponsor gas fee for the user. It means user can making the transaction without fee, and it can request for the sponsor a rate to pay the gas fee for the transaction, and we are making the proposal, and we want to have the feedback and the comment for your idea, and if it can if it makes sense, we will making the PR for the make it work on in the Gno. And I think it's the most the advanced UK for the game, and more for the some the app want to make a promotion for the user has many activity on the app. Yeah.
I just want to point out, I think this should be possible by having a transaction with two messages. The first message, unless I'm mistaken, is the one that ends up paying for the whole transaction fee. If it's not the case, we could maybe consider that. But unless I'm mistaken, if you have two messages in one transaction, and the second one is the Gno.land message, transaction message, and the first one is like a simple send message, for example, then I think that can already handle paying for the second message from the.
I don't think so. I think right now
Right.
the payment is associated with a signature, and signature is with transaction, not with message. But we can definitely try to extend so that you can have a signed message and then a paid signed transaction containing signed message by someone else. But currently, the signature is associated with transaction, not with message.
In our issue, we have some proposal for UK. We think the first thing the user can send transaction without your fee. We call it and in the transaction we have the parameter which the sponsor a rate, and
No, actually you can't, because the transaction needs to be signed, so it needs to be completely known by the signer. So the end user cannot send something with a sponsor metadata. The sponsor can send a message containing a message by someone else eventually, because the signer needs to have the full message. Oh, sorry. What you said is possible, but it will be a bigger change on the blockchain. having a notion of basically signing and paying transaction containing messages that can be sent by someone else looks simpler. And basically what we need to make sure is to prevent replay attacks. So if we have some notion of sequence numbers that can be associated with embedded message, technically it's probably easy to implement.
Wait, can we go back to what you were saying earlier? You're saying that the second message also needs to be signed.
If we want the trust actually to set the Gno VM context with the people sending the transaction without paying, we at least need them to sign something.
Yeah, so they have to sign something, but what are we trying to achieve here? If the goal is just to pay for the transaction fee, then just because the second message also has to be signed doesn't mean the first message can't be the payer for the whole transaction.
I think the transaction should have a signature, which is the word transaction containing the slice of messages. And then the sub-messages can be signatureless, so basically associated with the signer of the transaction. And if they do have a signature, then it could be a dedicated message. So we keep a signature at the transaction level of the payer, and then messages are free to have no signature or to have one if it's delegated.
Yeah, in our idea, we think the it will have the two message and both the message will be signed by the user and the sponsor. And we think I think any space for on the blockchain should have the site, and we think in our proposal all message must be signed.
At the moment, what I suggest, and to not hijack too much this meeting, is I will reply to your request, your suggestion. Actually, the suggestion is something we want. We definitely want a sponsor system. So right now, maybe the goal is for the various implementation ideas to be written down, so we can analyze and compare. I can try to work on one which is not yet handled by anyone. So please, Varmeta, if you have an idea of implementation, continue discussing about it, and we will try to add alternative propositions too. But definitely, this is a feature we want, especially at the launch of the blockchain, where we will expect to have people who will discover the blockchain world without having existing tokens. And we want to have systems, developer-oriented systems such as Gno Studio, Gno Playground, to allow Web2 developers to get started with blockchain without having to set up an advanced wallet and payment and everything.
I'm still not sure why the two message system doesn't work. It's not clear why it wouldn't work. If the first message was the one that pays for the whole transaction, and of course each message needs a signer, so all the signatures need to be present. Only the first message pays for the fee for the whole transaction, and that.
But if you don't have a signature on the transaction itself, technically I can craft a transaction. I put any message I intercept, I put it as the first position, and I add my 100 personal messages that I won't pay for. I think we still need to have some signatures on the transaction itself. And then the idea is to authorize having signed messages that can be delegated. But if you don't have a signature on the transaction itself, technically, I can craft my transaction without your authorization and just select your message.
Yeah. What I mean, I think what I'm trying to describe is something that already exists. So it must be the case that the whole transaction, I guess, then must be signed by each of the required signers. But You know, I'm trying to describe what has already been implemented a long time ago, so I might be misremembering something. But would it work if each of the signers had to sign the whole serialized transaction itself?
It will work definitely. It will require more. It will have more constraints in terms of UX because you have to more steps. But it definitely secures everything. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I suggest definitely taking a look at what's already been implemented and making sure that what I just described isn't already the case. It might already be the case.
Yeah. I think signature by everyone is a solution similar to multi-sig in some ways. The other solution I can see is basically I can craft a transaction and decide to add messages that I receive from someone, but the message needs to be signed and contain things to avoid replay attacks, such as at least an account a sequence number. If I have a message with sequence number and signature, in practice, I can choose as a single step to craft a transaction without the need of a second signature on the transaction itself. But I think we should just reply on Varmeta's issue with ideas and actually link existing solutions if we have some error.
Yeah, I'm looking at the code right now for anti.go and the auth. The deduct fees is only called for the first signer. The first signer.
Of the transaction.
Of the transaction, yeah.
Yeah. So technically, it means that today, if a transaction has multiple signers, and we create a UX that basically allow you to craft a message, etc., we can already have the sponsor system. It's more UX challenge at the end.
Yeah. So the sponsor system is already kind of available. It's just that you have to sign the whole transaction. I'll double check that too during this call. But yeah, only the first signer pays for the fee. Yeah, that's already the case.
But we need to make sure that messages are associated with the actual user, not the payer. So basically, the workflow is my browser on Gno Studio generates a message, send it to Gno Studio API. Gno Studio API craft a transaction and be the first signer. Then I co-sign the transaction to send it. So the transaction will be signed by Gno Studio first, then by myself. But the message should be executed by the chain on my behalf, not on Gno Studio's behalf. So there is a notion of being clear on who the message was created by, not only the transaction. And the notion of sequence number.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are already handled. I'm not really sure why the user needs to be the second to sign. I mean, I didn't get the rest of the point, but
just to make sure that Gno VM, just to make sure that I can't impersonate you actually. I want you to sign your request, but I want to sign the transaction. So I said I am the payer, and then I can send it to you again. So you co-sign it. But in practice, I don't want to impersonate you, so I need the message itself. Oh, actually, no, wait, yeah, sorry, we don't need. Since you are verifying, you can co-sign.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the user can co-sign first because they should be able to see that the first message is whatever, and the second message is what they really want.
Oh, I see. So basically, the UX is I craft a transaction, and I ask the sponsor to co-sign it, but put itself as the first signer in the transaction list.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's already the case. It should be. The problem is this handles the fee, but all it does is it pays the fee to be included in the transaction, but it doesn't mean that any money is being made available. I guess unless the transaction, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the case. As long as all we're trying to do is just pay the transaction fee, the gas costs for running that transaction, then yeah, it's already solved, and we shouldn't need any new PR for sponsors. It's already possible.
It seems to be saying that we just limit to making basically GNU VM runtime and not sending tokens, at least at the beginning. It seems reasonable to not include token transfer at the beginning for such delegation, especially because accounts should be actually empty. If someone is asking for gas sponsorship, they should not have tokens to send.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then there's nothing. Yeah. So in other words, the solution already exists, and it should already be working. Yeah. And for, I guess it's kind of confusing to have a send message. So maybe we can also consider having a blank message that it's explicitly just a fee pay message or something. I don't know. I guess we can just
no message.
Yeah. Either way. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to take more time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the good. And I think our team will investigate more about the idea of using the two message for do that. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And that's all of our base of Meta. Thank you.
Thank you. We don't have so much more time, but we have like Ruan students, and we also have Antonio, who's joining us for the first time too. Ruan students, do you guys want to just give a quick update, Melek, or the UUID package topic?
Okay. Yes. Hi. Last week I walked to UUID package and I proposed up here. Just for the moment, I think it's not finished because I forgot a resolver. So I just search a good method for that because GNU doesn't not support sync atomic, and on my PPR, not June, Marceline using a crypto one, but he said for the moment it's not merged. So I just check for the evolution for that, and I change for the second review. And actually, I research to the ERC, sorry, and I have a question for that. Do you know if there is not relevance in doing GRC 165 in GNU?
Can anyone grab that?
What's the question?
My question is, it is interesting to doing the GRC 165 in GNU.
165. I don't know this one.
Yeah, the interface.
Sorry, interface. Yeah.
So what is your ERC 165?
It's a check at the interface with other interface. It just
Can you send it over to me or to a channel somewhere, and then we'll look into it. I think I replied to you somewhere already, but we can discuss more about async because we don't have much time now.
But as a general rule, any ERC 20 or ERC 721 existing extensions are in general interesting. So if you look at ERC implementation, especially if it was also developed on OpenZeppelin, so a very good standard, there are various, I think there are 1% chance we will say that it's useless in the context of GNU. Most of the time it will be very useful.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Maybe can we have 5 minutes, because we have Antonio, who's new for the first time. And maybe Antonio, you could just like in 2 minutes or 3 minutes give a summary for the team of the project you're working on. Can you guys hear us?
Yep.
Okay.
I hear
So
you,
maybe
Michelle. I don't hear anybody else. I don't know
Okay.
if somebody is talking.
Sorry, Antonio just joined.
Okay.
Antonio, if you wanted to give a short intro to the project you're working on, maybe you can grab 2 or 3.
Yes, I'm having problems sharing the screen, so I am just gonna mention what it has been done. The repositories, I will share them in the Discord if you want to check it. Well, you know that I requested the grant for Chicane, the application for exams. It was composed of questions, exams, and repositories that will store both of them. And well, basically, you can create exams for your applicants and are completely private. All the hard work is being made on the front end side because you have to encrypt all the information. The questions and the exams are fully encrypted. And the point is that you as a creator can avoid the applicants to read the questions in the scan, no? Well, for that, the front end is already partially working because it's fully working for the exams. You can add an exam, you can read the exam, and you can edit the exam, and you can decrypt the information with the view of the website. You can connect to the local chain that you have. You can add the repository for the realm of Chicane that I will share in Discord. And yes, you can check that is already working for that. The part that I am now working on is to make the applicants to be able to answer the exam on the time window that you will allow the user to make, no? I would have liked it to show you, but yeah, it's not possible. I am not able to share my screen. I don't know why. So well, yeah, that's for now. That's basically what I have to mention. Oh, am I sharing my screen? Oh, wonderful. Oh, perfect. And yeah, well, you have here the realm is running everything, and well, you connect to the realm. Let's say the password is amazing title, description, questions that I like. And let's put my applicants, well, let's become the same applicant, no? So I create several exams because I'm gonna show several things. Well, just a couple of them, not so many, because if not, I'm not gonna finish. Well, we have 3 exams, and the thing is that you can read the exam. That's one of the things. You get it here, and the heavy work that you do by decrypting is made on the front end. Also, another part is that, for example, if you enter to my data, you will have all the exams that you can apply. the ones that you have pending, and your address. Now, you can drop the exam, and then it doesn't appear here anymore. Like you can drop several of them, basically all of them. And the last part that I wanted to show is, let me check which was the exam one. No? If you want to edit the exam, you can request it. First, you have to decrypt it, otherwise you won't be able to send even a single edit. Not so amazing. Title, and cooler description, and 1, 2, 3, 4. All the information is sent on chain. And because of this, well, let's check now. And voila, for now, it is a whole part. I hope to share you the next time all the parts of the questions and how to apply the exam. Now, but for now, this is basically all. The beautifier or the prettifier for the website will be made later. When I finish all the heavy logic of the website. But yes, that's basically all. I try to be the fastest as possible. Sorry for the extra time that I stole.
No, it's great. I think it's going to be interesting, especially if we want to do some like smart contract code and challenge response in the future through another project. So yeah, and then if you can share a link, I'll include it in the notes. Maybe we can add you more frequently to this call to get updates.
Oh yes, for sure. Yes, I will share you also the repositories in Discord if someone wants to check it or if someone wants to contribute or something. Okay, that's something different. Okay. Thank you, Malik.
Did you have a question, Jeff?
Yes, Jeff? Jeff wanted to say something? I don't know.
I have an unrelated comment. Sorry. I'll wait. Not for you. Sorry.
So no raised hand. Okay.
No raised hand.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your time. And sorry for the bad connection.
Just one comment. If you send your email to Yuri, please say whether you have an iPhone or Android, because the process is different. That's it.
Yeah, and one other comment. I have been sharing with you guys a Nomad Google form from one of the team members requesting some feedback on if you've been using Nomad, if you could fill it out. So just a PSA. All right. Well, bye from Belgrade.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.